Now, meanwhile, to be on the internet, Japan, and it was actually captured by Ubia. He's actually in South Africa. Now, in South Africa, it is actually known as oil, the highest producer of oil gold in our day, in our day. So sometimes you just want to be a bit wanting to know what's actually going on in your country. Now, Obi, if you report today, Ghana or wherever take or South Africa. Ghana has overtaken South Africa in the production of oil gold. Hey, what happened? How about some no see? Yenzi Kanyeti Nansama, okay. Nemo read this post. You also Ghana's mining industry is investing in the future. Chede, gold na you overtake one. We know we are rather using to invest in the future. How is it being done? Also in 2023, Ghana officially overtook South Africa as the top gold producer in Africa. And the top producer of African cuisine. We are rather investing it also in the future. It's Yente Nansama, okay.
So here's something interesting. In 2023, Ghana officially overtook South Africa as the top gold producer in Africa. Ghana generated roughly $12 billion from mining and extractive industries. Ghana's mining industry accounts for nearly 5% of the country's GDP. 20 to 30% of Ghana's gold is said to be produced by small-scale artisanal miners, roughly $2.6 billion worth of gold. But that's not the story of Ghana's minerals, because nothing lasts forever. In 2018, Ghana started the Minerals Income Investment Fund in order to leverage its mineral resources to create wealth for its people. The MIF takes a percentage of mining royalties and it's mandated to look after as well as leverage Ghana's minerals through strategic investments. According to the CEO, Edward Nanayao, by 2019, the MIF had $180 million in assets under management. It now has over $1 billion and it hopes to grow to $10 billion by 2030. Just this year at Maningindaba 2024, Ghana outlined and announced a $60 million or 1 billion rand investment into its lithium and salt industries. What Ghana is executing here with its mining industries should be a blueprint for all countries across Africa. African minerals have to start benefiting African people. What Ghana is showing all of us is that mining royalty revenues should deliberately be used for investments, not just welfare checks.
South African in Ghana. See, this is telling you the war shadow. As somehow at a point now say go because the Ghana has been able to get to Obi South African Union more Ghana will to South Africa, my country, in producing more gold than any other country. Now, apart from that, Ghana has also made sure that Ghana is investing into the future because of setting up a particular agency called the MIF, the Mineral Income Investment Fund, to make sure that Sikana Orban, gold now Orban, they are also gaining assets with it. Within a year or two, they had gained around $180 million of assets. Within a year or two. This was being done by the Nana Akufo-Addo. It is sometimes when we sit down, let's say analyze the certain things. This is very great because this is being said by now NDCs are not seeing what MPPs are doing. People in South Africa are seeing what MPP is doing. Are they telling us that Ghana food be no mono, NDC food be no winyo wadana, another Sebi, they are not really paying attention. South Africans are saying this. South Africans are happy. There, it looks like you've been this particular year you produce more because Ghana artisan on the oil miners they produce over 2.6 billion worth of oil gold, 2.6 billion worth of gold. And we are here in Ghana. Ghana is oiled, and I'm seeing the internet and nobody's talking about this. And I decided to talk about this because it's actually a very heartbreaking story. There, where we have come from, Ghana still has gold to today. Now, there we have the government. No. Maybe you do. And a mineral income investment fund to make sure we are thinking about the youth, to make sure we are thinking about the people. Because, as far back as 2018, we Dama mineral income investment funding. It was made sure to make sure that it has gained more access to the gold. In the year to gain 180 million. What's they will pass it by 2025, and I believe they will by 2020. They will. What pass across? What's the more because they have a tax, they have a focus. Now moving forward, no, don't go be so akodo. Now, come accorded by oil Ministry of Oil Mines and Resources and Minerals and Resources, oil the Samuel or the Honorable Samuel Ajinapo. Now, it has to do with oil gold ni kakra hwado. Whenever it comes to oil gold deals, mineral deals, they lithium. Just recently, Ghana near oil lithium deposit or oil wire or oil Vanzipam constituency. A crown of a wire. Now, it is the first lithium deposit in commercial quantities within Ghana. Now, about shock with there. Most of these deals, lithium, oil, bauxite, manganese, gold, and mostly no. Yet, foreign companies now, they tend to have a bigger share in everything. But since the government of Nana and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia are forcing the whites to sell their shares to Ghanaians. This was said by the minister himself, and he provided the proof. Now, this post was made by our engineer Samuel Osne. Our mineral resources are one of the most important areas championed by NPP government, which is true. Since 1957, we only had 10% in royalties from the mining companies dominated by foreigners. Royalties as a result of the World War II, I don't know, 10%. Today, the story is different. Foreigners have been forced to sell their shares to Ghanaians. Yes. You'll be forced to share it because it is on our land. You'll be forced to share it. And it is all based on it is anokasa. Because people they know how to talk. Them they will have the best for Ghanaians.
For decades, since 1957, we did not put in place those kinds of policies. We had an arrangement where foreigners come in, they take up a concession, they give us 10%, they pay royalties, they pay corporate tax, and that is all we get. The money that comes out of the mining gets out of our country. It is now that we are gradually, systematically putting the building blocks in place to retain the value of our mining industry in Ghana, such as the Minerals Income Investment Fund, which itself is investing and acquiring interest in mining operations in our country. Just as the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation, which is taking by law mandatorily 30% of all mining operations in bauxite operations in Ghana. Ghana Bauxite Company sold its shares not too long ago. The Chinese sold their shares. Government insisted that the shares be sold to a Ghanaian. So for the first time, the shares of Ghana Bauxite Company is being held by a Ghanaian entrepreneur. And Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation holds 30% of that. The Gold Purchase Program of Bank of Ghana, all of it is geared at retaining the value of our mining industry here in Ghana. We've just built one of the biggest refineries in Ghana, gold refineries in Ghana. The president will be commissioning it in the course of this year. And ultimately, the plan is to get that refinery a London Bullion Market Association certification. Those are the gamut of measures, including local content, moving the local content list from 11 to 45. So that for now, 45 goods and services and items can only be procured by Ghanaians. These are the measures you put in place to lithium. The president is instructed that a full value chain of lithium development should be here in Ghana. We are not going to allow even a single component of the value chain to be exported. These are the measures you put in to get the money in your country for you to have a boss like Johannesburg or tackle like Johannesburg. It cannot be just rhetoric. And it is a matter of years of policy that should have been enacted, which was not enacted, and which is being enacted today. Goldfields today. At the time of, say, Sam Jonah and Co. in the rank, well, largely run on the basis of foreigners. No.
Now we have to think that Ghana it is dependent on our own army. Maybe I will if Canada, UK, Australia. Maybe most of my audience, some of them are mostly they tend to have a chat with me, and even in Ghana, most of them are outside. Ghana, they are outside of oil the country. Now, my oil down there, with all this opportunity that Ghana has, then we get people like the Honorable Samuel Dinapono. It will actually set our mineral oil production, another mineral agenda to the next level. Because Ghana's oil economy should not be dealt on oil, gold, na cocoa, no minerals. It should not be dealt on all those things in pay. We should also concentrate on the future. Because you see, one thing in there, that might mean the Minerals Income and Investment Fund also okay. It is to make sure that we've gotten interest in assets to make sure that we'll be able to now produce it for the future, to hold them in for the future. Indeed, this someone that said it. First, and I was signing deals, they give more of the whites everything. And then another number is there. Lithium the wing your friend and 1 year amazing can make the value chain today be a minor ne byproduct na because I've been told that the lithium, the byproduct, the lithium is actually found in our batteries, laptop, webcam, phones, everything. They have batteries in them, headsets, or batteries, and they use oil lithium to produce. So lithium is around us almost all the time. Rechargeable or not rechargeable oil batteries in lithium. In so many demand, you ask a question. Said the man says that lithium is very, very important, and we have found it in commercial quantities, such as facility within Ghana. Ghana one function, Yankopona function baby apart from Ghana main. Then we found our first deposit commercial quantities of oil lithium mining over here in Fatima constituency. So that should tell you that Yankopona wadi pame. Then no idea to me there. This is what we do about Boyan. In time memorial, deals are signing now. It is managed by oil foreigners, but this time around, President Akufo-Addo said the supply chain management, the byproducts of Onyema Obeyening, everything should be done here in Ghana. Bibi other work to the other work on Ghana. We may more export even just something small outside of the country. You have to take Bibi now. If the company wants to sell the lithium and make a profit over here, she sell it to a Ghanaian and make profit over here and go. So if I produce oil lithium, not the Bibi. I wanna bagana name. Then Ababa sign a contract. You are coming here in Ghana to sign a contract and make sure that you are making good use of the product or the minerals here. Into me another me a contractor. I am becoming or use a very wrong example. Me a contractor. Manage a contract or I'll mine the lithium for you because I have the expertise, the knowledge, and also the machines. Remember mine oil lithium and remember mine gold. Gold now mine government to catch them there. Because of the Mujima man for the when you want to sign a good deal, you want to sign a good percentage, it's more of it is coming to the government. At the same time, I wouldn't know here contract and wouldn't know. You are making sure that everything is going to be used here in Ghana. It is a byproduct in the production anymore. It goes to the Ghanaian community. Say, I wouldn't able to know. You are not going to export infant to ship don't export on call. You are going to make sure that you turn it into finished goods here. So that it is being sold here. Say a mining contract and I say Bagana member. What the NPP government is doing there, it is making sure that you are making good use of all the products here to benefit, to create jobs here, to make sure it is benefit the people here. You are turning it to the finished goods here. You are not putting it, you are not setting anything where we are not exporting raw materials. We are making good use of everything here. That is a good government. That is a good government. Or do you know for to set here Dama men from? Yes, anyone. Saying you pay food the meanness of what you share, or my baby and walk crack with ye. Or my baby and my own top. Or my baby one can baby also. Then you pay for the mayor now oil. This is the company. We're from Atlantic Lithium. Atlantic Lithium. Now, one will make it this post. The time I was signing down my oil lithium deal. No? Yeah, share oil video that we'll post it.
We reached an agreement with the government and they issued the mining lease at the end of October. This effectively gives us the green light to take the project to production. So now we're completing all the necessary steps such that we can actually break ground on the project in September and indeed first production in the second quarter of 2025. So we now reach the status of being a mining company with a near-term production facility at Awoya.
Yeah, so if you look at this side, Grana, you could see
agreement with the government and they issued.
You could see Samuel Jinapo. You could see him there telling you that this is actually what we are looking for. He is there in person, signing the agreement in the name of the government, making sure the right thing is being done. Now, and with there, these are the things we are looking out for. When we have people who are bold, helping us out. Before me, I have to go to my family because I'm on that is because I don't. Mama come, comment section. Also, my Orkodi or Yamagana, and do you think it's actually one of the best? I imagine cheerful videos of Mama's comment section. Mama crowd nature in the